Hello, I'm Carl and today I'm building a tapering jig. Now if you can follow along with these fancy plans, I'll try and explain what I'm doing. The rectangle is a sheet of 18mm MDF and these two parallel lines are embedded T-track. There you go, T-track. This elongated H on its side will also have a T-track running down the middle of it, like so, and the piece of wood will run on the other two T-tracks with star knobs like that to fix it in position. Running down the central T-track will be two hold down clamps like so, and these arrows here illustrate the way the jig can move, basically backwards and forwards. So I sharpened my pencil and got cracking. This was originally going to be the elongated H piece, but I ended up using MDF for this. Now, that was either for consistency or because I screwed up this piece later on the bandsaw. It's your guess really. Now this MDF I did keep as the main rectangular section of the jig, and the sun streaming in the windows really captured this sawdust, look at that. I then set about the track with a dull hacksaw blade for lack of any suitable alternative. And laid them out in rough positions. So with a combination square, I measured an inch or 25mm in from either side as an arbitrary distance for the tracks to sit. Performed the obligatory obsessing over square. And drew a line. Don't worry, it's square. I took the depth of the T-track with the combination square and checked it against the depth of the rotor bit. I did hook up a vac to the rotor, but it became so awkward to operate. Plus, thought it looked nice, look at that. I then cleaned out the channel with a chisel and gave it a light sanding. Here I drill some very light pilot holes and fix with some short but slightly chubby screws. Once you've routed this channel, there's not much MDF left, like less than 10mm. Here I'm drawing round a hanging bracket to obtain a nice profile for the H section, which you will notice is now MDF as opposed to the wood I'd cut earlier, which is now in the bin. I'm at the bandsaw here and I'll cut and nibble out the profiles where the star knobs will eventually sit. And it was time to rotate the channel for the central T-track. I do have a couple of wobbles here with the fence not butting totally up against it, but it's a jig, I'm not too concerned, it'll do the same job. So Also a case of the old yellow hand, look at that. So on to the first assembly. I say first because it gets taken apart shortly, but well, you'll see why. Over the course of the whole project, I must have screwed and unscrewed these star knobs and attachments about 1,000 times. Also, I didn't have enough star knobs and T-track bolts to complete this. Amazon were delivering between 5 and 8, and this was about 230, I think. So I had to go on a little hunt around the workshop. And I ended up finding this red thing that would work temporarily, just for a test cut until my ordered stuff arrived. I've got no idea what this even is or where it's from, but I'm sure we've all got those random items that appear from nowhere that can help you out in a pinch. Here I'm measuring for the test cut to see how well it works, and shortly I discovered that the jig is too short for the leg length. It doesn't really matter, but when aligning the two ends, the marks I'd put at either end, I couldn't align them at the same time because the leg was longer than the jig. But I'm sure that's not a big problem in the future. I also need to manipulate the red thing to tighten it down because it's not an actual T-track bolt. But yeah, shove a screwdriver there, that's fine. Also coming up is the moment where I tighten the hold down clamp to find that the central T-track is lifting, so those short chubby screws didn't have enough grip in the MDF, so I knew that I'd have to come back with some adhesive or epoxy later on to cement the T-track in place, but not with cement. Okay, it's test cut time. Oh, that's a nice leg. So I took all the screws, T-track, star knobs and clamps apart and gave everything a light but thorough sanding, and ended up masking off the areas that would be later receiving adhesive before giving it all a coat of water-based varnish, and subsequently, when it dried, put it all back together when my order arrived. Okay, it's reveal time. Here it is, the tapering jig, all finished and looking all right. And I'm sure you'll see more of this in future builds, so thanks for watching.